Hello everyone. In this video we're going to talk about uh, create sales receipts, when to transfer to undeposited funds or when to transfer to directly to bank accounts, and how to record deposits to your bank accounts. So this is part 6 of our QuickBooks 2015 tutorial video. Let's get started. So part 2, we talked about chart of accounts. So if you need to get some more information about chart of accounts, you should see our part 2 video. And part 3, we talked about items and services listing. So in order to create sales receipt or create invoices, you got to have some background about items and services. So our part 3 video that deals with item listing will be very helpful for this video as well. Okay, let's get started. So I'm at this home page screen here. As you can see here, create sales receipt, and then it jumps to record deposit. So it's in between, it's undeposited funds or bank deposit account. So we'll talk about that one as well. So as you can see, create sales receipt. What does that mean? So they say bill your customer and receive the payment at the same time. So when you receive payment, all you need to do is create sales receipt. If you already received payment, there is no need to create invoices and receive payment. So just go to create sales receipt. So if you have daily sales or people come in and buy your stuff, all you have to do is create sales receipt. So because you have already received the payment, cash, check, credit card, or whatever. Alright, so let's click this one. So create sales receipt. You can just click it here from home page, or you can also get there from customers here, and enter sales receipt right here. It gets to the same place. Alright, so let's click here. It's the same place. Okay, so this is your typical sales receipt. You can always format the way you want it here, customize data layout. You can do that. So the sales receipt is pretty much standard here. And before we go further, we'll talk about, as you can see here, it says deposit to undeposited funds, and drop down you can select bank account like that. So if you get cash, check, debit card, e-checks, whole bunch of payment type, it's better to use undeposited funds, because you won't see the deposits right away. You will see it in your bank account in a couple of days. And also, if you do sales a lot, you'll see batch deposit, not just one deposit for the sales receipt. So you will see a bunch of group payments lumped together, and you'll see just one bank deposit amount. So it's better to use undeposited funds. But if you have just one check, and that's the only check you are depositing to your bank account, then all you have to do is select your bank account and done. So undeposited funds is like a clearing account. It will hold all your payments, and then you come back, and then when you're ready to transfer, then you transfer from undeposited funds to bank account. So whole idea here is, if you have multiple checks you're depositing to a bank account, you have to send it to undeposited funds, and then from undeposited funds, the clearing account, and then transfer to your bank account. So that way, when you look at your bank statement, you will see exact amount that you see on a bank statement. Total deposit, that will be combination of bunch of checks. Alright, so if you select undeposited funds, so that's what will happen. So you can make this deposit to undeposited funds if that's the case. So all you have to do is go to edit here, edit, and select preferences and the payments right here. So let's go through all these and you will see payments and the company preferences, and all you have to do is it says use undeposited funds as a default deposit account. So just click this one and say OK. Now it will close a couple of forms. Alright, now we're ready to go again. So let's go to home page again. Click sales receipt right here. Okay. Now you've noticed deposit 2, it used to be in here, it's gone now. So whenever you do create sales receipt, everything will go to undeposited funds. So that's how it will work out. Let's just create one invoice here. So here's item. So item is like your product code listing. It's mapping link to your chart of accounts. So if you need more information about item listing, so you go to watch our part 3 video, and if you need how to map your chart of accounts, then you need to look at our part 2 video. So anyway, I have a couple of items set up here like this. Let's say you do servicing. Let's say plans. This is the service type. As you can see, a service type. So the service type. Let's say this is a consulting type plan. So you're going to invoice your customer. Let's select one customer here. Let's say he's a Hillcrest customer, Hillcrest Construction. And so you're going to charge your consulting fee. You did some work. This is a service type. And let us say you worked 10 hours for this job. It doesn't have to be job. It could be just fixed price. And let's just say this is $65 per hour. So $6.50. And let's select another one. So it's a concrete type. And this is, let's say you did some job, it's a fixed price job, and you're going to charge $4,000 for this job. So quantity doesn't matter. So in this case, it's a quantity, but it's you can change it to when you print it. You can change it to hours and don't print this at all. So it can be, you have to do the customized template thing. All right. So this is what you have here. This is the fixed price, this flat rate, and this is based on your hourly rate. All right. And then let's say you also sell some material stuff. So material for the job, and let's say you use 20, and you can select a price in here. There's no price in here. You say we're going to do it for $500, so $10,000. So right here. So at this point, you can put in check number right here. If it's paid by check or cash, there's nothing there. You just have to select this one here. Okay, so let's say you want some sort of subtotal in here in between these two. Let's say there's a subtotal in here. So there's no subtotal right now. You just create a subtotal. Add new. As you can see here, there's a subtotal here. So if you go to our part 3, it will give you step-by-step instruction how to create all these. So just create a subtotal in here. Just call it subtotal. As you can see here, subtotal is right here. Now total is still the same, so there's a subtotal in here. All right. Now let's say if you want a gap between this subtotal and material, so just have to insert another line in here. Insert line. Done. So here's your invoice. All right. So let's say you want your customer paid by cash. You select like this. Paid by check. You can select like this and put in a number in here. Like this. All right. Okay. So let's save this one. All right. And let's create another one. So you can select anything you want. Let's create like this. And we'll say a subtotal. Let's say the first one is for 20 hours. And the rate is $80 on this one. And this job is for 4,000. So it works right there. And let's say you also use some materials for this job. So in this case, you can charge $600. Like this. So this invoice is $1,760, $600. So that's what they paid. So let's say this one is paid by cash. Save a new. Let's create another one. Let's select item. This. Say job is for $3,000. And use some materials. Like this. There we go. So let's say this one is I use debit card. All right. So that should be enough. Save and close. Okay. So we went through this first step here. Now as you can see here, you go to here, record deposits. So this is where you will see what happened to this create sales system deposit went to undeposited funds. As you can see here, right here. So at this point, so it's a cash, check, Visa. Let's say you deposited this right away, bank went to the bank. So in your bank statement, deposit slip will show 17,600 on bank statement, or on a bank account it will show $17,600 deposit. So just select one. But on the other hand, you went to the bank and you wrote a deposit slip, one cash, one check, and a deposit $32,250. That's what you see on your deposit slip. That's what you'll see on your bank statement. That's what you'll see on your bank statement when you're online. So you just select this one. And the Visa one, it's a processing thing, so it may be posted differently on some other day. So let us click this one, these two. So this means you went to the bank, you wrote deposit slip, one with cash, one with check. So it could be 10 checks and for different invoices. It could be 10 cash payments for different invoices, and combination of could be 20, 30, 40, depending on what type of business. So you just have to select one each so that the payment total will match to your deposit in your bank account. So that way, when you try to do the bank reconciliation, it makes your job a lot easier. So if you just do 17,600 when you actually made 32,250 deposit, then your bank account in QuickBooks is a mess, and it's going to be very, very hard to reconcile. It's time to reconcile, then you have a problem. So this means these two, that's why you have plus sending it undeposited funds, and then checking these two, making sure deposit, they do match it to your bank account right here. Okay, so enough about that one. So just click this one. Remember, we have three here. We just selected these two, and this one we're going to do it separately because the processing, it may take a day or two longer, and so we'll do this separately. Okay, and there's a screen here. So this is the screen right here, 32,250, and this is where you should be careful and select correct bank account in case you have multiple bank accounts in your chart of account. So make sure this is the correct one. So this is where you deposit in checking account, and it is a posting date, and if it is the next day, you can change it to 8/25, doesn't matter. So that's when you did actual deposit. That's what you see on the bank statement. That's alright. So change it. Memo is a deposit type. So that's all you gotta do. So this one is save and close. Alright, so that one's done. Alright, so now we have this one left. We have one more left. Click this one again. As you can see here, this will open. Now this one, there's only one left. So if you are in business accepting credit cards, you will see a whole bunch of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, or whatever, debit card, or whatever. So the thing you have to be careful is how will they deposit, how will the merchant processor deposit these transactions to your bank account. So let's say merchant processor, they handle Visa and Chase, Visa and Visa and payment method. We have a different method here. So Visa type and some other method, you know, and then debit card, MasterCard, whatever. So make sure they match with the deposit in here. So if it's American Express, normally they deposit separately. So when you do the selection, don't into American Express, you have to do that separately, just like we did one for cash and check. So the process, it depends upon how your merchant processor will deposit will make deposit to your bank account. So in this case, let's say the merchant processor will make deposit for this amount that day. Alright, let's click this one, just like last time. Make sure the deposit to bank account is the proper one, is the correct one, right here. Alright, so you can just select right here. Alright, so you can just deposit this to your bank account. So what if when you looked at the bank statement and your merchant processor normally deduct some fees, so you don't see 12,850. Let's say they deduct $250 as their bank fees, and they deducted less, took it out from this 12,850. So how do you handle that? So you can do it right here. So let's check the bank service fee account here, right here. Bank service charges, or in your case it could be merchant service account, whatever account you use for fees, credit card fees, just do it here, and just put the negative amount in here. Let's say in this case, let's put negative 250, so 12,600. So if this is the amount you will see in your bank account or bank statement, because they deduct 250 when they send it to your bank account. So this is how you have to do it. Select bank account, select your merchant, select your general ledger account from here, bank service charge it could be merchant service case or whatever account you use for the fees. You select that one right here. This is the from account, this is general ledger account or chart of account, and in here, in order to deduct it from this deposit, just make it negative here, negative 250 right here. So this is what you have. Let's just say that's what they did, and so this is what you see in your bank statement. So if they deduct merchant fees all the time, so this is what you have to do it. That way you will see deposit subtotal, deposit total in here. It should match with your bank statement. All right, let's say this is what they did, and if not, you can just delete this line. So if you see, if you're going to see 12,850 as deposit, and they're going to charge bank service fees, merchant fees separately, that's what you'll see in your bank statement. Then you don't have to worry about it in here. But some merchant, like especially like American Express, they may just deduct it from here. All right, so just do one more time here. So select the bank account here. Let's just say that's what they did in here, right here, and then negative into negative amount 250 or whatever the amount is. Let's say that's what they did. So save and close. Done now. So it's all the steps we went through. We created invoices, 3 invoices here, and went through in between undeposited funds, and then recorded all the deposits to your bank account. So let's see what happened to your bank account and how it will show up in your income statement here. All right, so this is due for today. All right, so I think I have 24 in here. All right, it's 24. So if you click this one, so here's a check, $11,000 deposit. So that's your income. And here's another one. So you have all the combination in here, sales receipt right here, these 3. There's the total in here. So this is the one we did today. Right here, sales receipt. The type is sales receipt, date, invoice number, name, and first you went on deposited funds, debit and credit. So this is just sales transaction detail in here. So this is the income, construction income we just did, 45,100. And on materials you also see cost of goods sold as well. All right, so on the customer center, as you can see here, the sales receipt right here, number 2, sales receipt number 3. All right, so as you can see here, on invoice you also see payment. So it goes to the separate 2 different steps here. It goes through different steps, 3 steps there. So on sales receipt, as you can see here, just 1 here, sales receipt and payment at the same time. So as you can see, just 1 here. If you create invoices, you'll see invoice and payment. It goes to receive payment. So that's why. So that's the difference between creating invoices, creating sales receipt. So it will show up on customer center, but it will show up a little bit differently. All right, so that's about it. So in summary, create sales receipt. You got to decide, send it to undeposited funds. If you do all kinds of sales, create all kinds of sales receipt, checks, cash, and you do batch deposit to your bank account, make sure it goes to undeposited funds. So right here, edit preferences, payments, company preferences, and make sure its default is undeposited funds, and That's how you create sales receipt right there. All right, hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Bye.